We're uncovering 10 unique werewolves from diverse cultures, far removed from your typical Hollywood depictions. Werewolf enthusiasts, it's finally time to delve into the video that you've been waiting for. In the shadowy corridors of history, where truth often mingles with tales, there emerges a story so grim, so chilling, that it's survived through centuries, sending shivers down the spines of those who hear it. This is the tale of the Werewolf of Bedburg, a story not of pure myth, but one grounded in disturbing reality. The year was 1589, in the town of Bedburg, Germany. Residents lived in terror. Mysterious disappearances, especially among children, sent waves of dread through the community. Livestock were found mutilated, and the dark whispers of a malevolent creature prowling the woods began to circulate. The gruesome nature of the attacks was shocking. The victims appeared not just killed, but savagely devoured. Then one fateful day, a group of determined townsfolk on a hunt encountered a monstrous creature. As the beast was cornered, to their utter disbelief, it began to transform right before their eyes. The fearsome creature was no longer a wolf, but had taken the form of a man, known to the villagers, Peter Stump, a wealthy farmer of the region. The tales of Peter Stump's confessions, likely extracted under torture, painted a horrifying picture. He admitted to practicing dark magic since he was 12, which granted him a magic belt, enabling him to transform into a wolf. In this form, Stump claimed he had killed and devoured numerous victims, including members of his own family. Whether these confessions were true or the results of duress, the outcome for Stump was tragic. Deemed the Werewolf of Bedburg, he met a gruesome end, as did those close to him, in the town's attempt to purge the evil that had plagued them. But the story of the Werewolf of Bedburg is not just a tale of horror. It's a reflection of its time, a period when superstition loomed large and the fear of the unknown could culminate in unspeakable acts. The witch trials, which saw countless innocent souls persecuted, are another testament to the paranoia of those times. For the people of Bedburg, the werewolf wasn't just a legend. It was a reality they believed they had witnessed. The lore serves as a haunting reminder of the depths of fear and the dark corners of human psyche. The story, retold through generations, continues to captivate, not because of the mythical werewolf, but due to its unsettling blend of fact and fiction. So, the next time you hear a tale of a creature lurking in the shadows, remember Bedburg. While the monstrous wolves might belong to the realm of myth, the fears that birth such tales are undeniably, profoundly human. And sometimes, the true terror doesn't lie in the fables we craft, but in the realities from which they are born. In the depths of South American folklore, where tales are passed down like treasured heirlooms, there exists the legend of the Luison. Picture this: moonlit nights in Paraguay, where whispered tales of this creature send chills down one's spine, where every rustling in the darkness becomes a hint of its lurking presence. The Luison, or lobizon in some tales, is believed to be the seventh son born after 6 consecutive male siblings. The legends say that such a child, upon reaching the age of 13, is doomed to transform into this fearsome creature every full moon night. But this isn't just any werewolf-like creature from your average spooky stories. The Luison, with its disheveled hair, sharp claws and wild eyes, resembles more of a humanoid hyena or wolf. Locals in Paraguay have often linked the Luison to graveyards, as it's said to feed off the flesh of the dead. It's not uncommon for children to be warned not to wander near cemeteries at night, lest the Luison catches them to feast upon. The terror is so deeply rooted in the collective psyche of the people that many families, fearing the curse, used to abandon or even kill their 7th sons. Thankfully, with time, such harsh measures have faded, but the unease remains. Interestingly, the Argentine government, in a move to dispel these superstitions, started the tradition of adopting every seventh son as a godson by the president, a practice that continues to this day. This gesture not only provides certain privileges to the child, but also serves as a powerful counter-narrative to the curse associated with the Luison legend. What makes the lore of the Luison more than just a spine-tingling tale is its impact on culture and society. It's a powerful reminder of how deep-rooted beliefs can influence actions and decisions, and how legends, no matter how fantastical, shape the very fabric of communities. So the next time you find yourself beneath a full moon, especially if you're anywhere near the heartlands of Paraguay, listen carefully. Every rustle, every distant howl might just be the Luison lurking in the shadows, a living testament to the power of tales that have been told for generations. Deep in the bayous of Louisiana, where moss hangs like ancient draperies and the waters murmur tales as old as time, there exists a legend that has kept even the bravest locals cautious during the moonlit nights. This isn't just any ordinary legend, but the spine-chilling tale of the Rougarou. Imagine, for a moment, that you're walking through a swamp, the moon high and full. Frogs croak, and the occasional splash suggests an alligator's presence nearby. But as you trudge further into the heart of the bayou, a rustling behind you suggests another creature is near. The Rougarou, often described as a werewolf-like creature, is said to prowl these waters, its eyes glowing and hunger unyielding, human by day and fearsome beast by night. The Rougarou is said to be under a curse that lasts for 101 days. During this time, the creature hunts for a potential victim, not necessarily to harm, but to pass on the curse. While its origins are somewhat murky, blending French and Native American folklore, the most popular tales tell of the Rougarou as a human who has broken Lent for 7 years in a row. This breach of faith is punished with transformation into the dreaded creature. Yet there's hope. If the cursed individual can go without drawing human blood for the span of those 101 nights, they can return to their human form, free of the curse forever. But here's the twist. If the Rougarou draws blood, the curse is transferred to the victim, while the original Rougarou returns to its human form. The newly afflicted victim would then turn into the creature, and the cycle continues. People of Louisiana have been using the tale of the Rougarou for generations, not just as a thrilling fireside story, but also as a warning. Children are often cautioned with tales of the creature to prevent them from misbehaving or wandering too far from home after dark. However, like every legend, the tale of the Rougarou is more than mere superstition. It's a cultural tapestry woven through time, reflecting the region's rich history and diverse influences. From French settlers to Native American tribes, the story incorporates elements from various backgrounds, making it a unique piece of folklore that resonates even today. So if you ever find yourself on a moonlit stroll in Louisiana's swampy depths, be wary of the eerie howls and shadowy figures in the distance. The legend of the Rougarou isn't just an old tale. For many, it's a very real part of the bayou's mystique, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unexplored. In the vast expanses of the American Southwest, where the desert's red sands whisper ancient tales and the winds carry stories from ages past, there exists a legend so eerie, so captivating, that it has become a cornerstone of Navajo folklore. This is not just another tale of werewolves or simple shapeshifters, but the unsettling legend of the skinwalker, known to the Navajo as the Yi-Nald-Lushi. Picture, if you will, a vast desert landscape bathed in moonlight, where every shadow seems alive and every rustle suggests a presence. In this setting, the legend speaks of beings who can take on the forms of animals, not by the light of the full moon as werewolves do, but through dark rituals and forbidden practices. These are the skinwalkers, individuals who have chosen to tap into malevolent powers by committing a grievous sin against nature or humanity. While skinwalkers are believed to take on various animal forms, including coyotes, owls, foxes, or crows, their most chilling transformation is into the guise of a wolf. In this form, they move swiftly and silently, their intentions driven by malice. Their abilities are not limited to shape-shifting. Tales recount them mimicking voices, causing illness, or even bringing death to those they target. But how does one become a skinwalker? The path is neither easy nor innocent. It is said that to gain these dark powers, an individual must commit a terrible act, like the taking of a close family member's life. Once this line is crossed, they are initiated into the sinister world of the skinwalkers. Yet, identifying a skinwalker is no simple task. During the day, they might blend into the community, appearing as any ordinary person. But there are signs, the elders say. Perhaps an animal that seems not entirely of the wild or human eyes that glow in the animal form at night. And then there are the stories of bullets not harming them unless the ammunition has been blessed or dipped in white ash. The lore of the skinwalker serves as a cautionary tale for the Navajo, embodying the consequences of corrupting spiritual practices and going against the natural order. These tales are not merely stories told around campfires. For many within the Navajo community, the skinwalker is a very real threat, a representation of evil and a constant reminder of the balance between the spiritual and mortal realms. As with many indigenous legends, the tale of the skinwalker is steeped in respect, caution, and a deep understanding of the world's seen and unseen elements. It teaches about the dangers of power unchecked and the thin line between humanity and the supernatural. So, when the desert night seems too silent and the wind carries whispers of old chants, remember the legend of the Yi-Nald-Lushi. It's a reminder that some boundaries, especially those between the mortal and the mystical, should never be crossed. And as the moon casts long shadows over the Navajo lands, the line between legend and reality might just blur a little more than one would expect. Deep in the heart of Brazil, where the Amazon River flows with age-old secrets and the rainforest stands as the lungs of our earth, there's a tale that has been whispered for generations. A legend that weaves its way through village folklore, both enthralling and haunting in its details. This is the tale of the lobisomem, Brazil's own version of the werewolf. Imagine, if you can, the dense, verdant jungles of Brazil. It's a land bursting with life, from the hummingbirds flitting between flowers to the jaguars prowling silently through the underbrush. But as night descends and the symphony of the rainforest comes alive, another creature emerges, one much more unsettling. The lobisomem, a small, hunchbacked figure with an insatiable thirst, not for the hunt but for human blood. Unlike the towering werewolves of European lore, the lobisomem stands out due to its stature. Often depicted as no taller than a young child, it's easy to dismiss the creature as non-threatening. However, it would be a grave mistake to underestimate it. Driven by an unquenchable thirst, the lobisomem seeks out its victims, predominantly women, to drink their blood. After feasting, it's said that the bitten victim is then cursed to wander the jungles, much like the lobisomem, searching for blood. So how does one become a lobisomem? Legend holds that individuals who lead particularly sinful lives, or those who wrong the forest spirits, can be cursed to become this creature. But unlike other werewolf myths, the transformation into a lobisomem is not tied to the lunar cycle. Instead, the afflicted suffer from their curse every night, forced to hunt and consume blood to satiate their thirst. The tale of the lobisomem also carries with it a warning. It's not just a story of shapeshifters and curses, it's a parable about respecting the delicate balance of nature. In many indigenous stories, the rainforest is a living, breathing entity, and any harm or disrespect to it can result in dire consequences. The Lobischömmen stands as a testament to the rainforest's power and the price one might pay for crossing it. As with many legends, over time, the Lobischömmen has seen various interpretations and versions. Some tales paint it as a tragic figure, cursed against its will, while others emphasize its malevolent nature. Regardless of the perspective, the story remains a staple of Brazilian folklore. So as you wander the vibrant streets of Brazil or trek through its vast rainforests, remember the tale of the Lobischömmen. It serves as a reminder of the mysteries that the world still holds, of the respect we owe to nature, and of the thin line that often exists between legend and reality. And as night falls and the chorus of the rainforest rises, it might just be wise to stay close to your campfire, for the Lobischömmen might be lurking just beyond the tree line, waiting for its next victim. In the realms of folklore, where myths twist and dance like shadowy wraiths, there are tales that both fascinate and frighten. Among these legends, the story of the Garou stands tall, a tale not just of transformation, but of rage, nature, and the ceaseless battle between light and dark. Journey back in time to the medieval villages of France. Here, amidst cobblestone paths and rustic taverns, tales of the loup-garou or werewolf spread like wildfire. These were no ordinary tales of men turning into wolves under a full moon. No, the Garou were far more than that. Born from a blend of pagan beliefs and ancient tales, the Garou, much like the werewolves we know, were humans who could transform into wolves. But their tale has layers that delve deep into the psyche of man's relationship with nature. To become a Garou wasn't a mere accident of birth or a curse from a malevolent witch. It was often viewed as punishment. Those who dared to defy societal norms, or in some versions, those who missed Lent 7 years in a row, found themselves undergoing the painful transformation into the dreaded Garou. Yet unlike many other werewolf legends, the Garou were not always depicted as mindlessly malevolent. Their transformation was a curse, yes, but it also connected them deeply with nature. In their wolf form, they represented the wild, untamed essence of the forests. The Garou's dual existence, as both man and wolf, served as a metaphor for humanity's constant struggle between civilization and our baser, wilder instincts. As the centuries rolled on, the lore of the Garou evolved. They became central figures in modern tales and pop culture, most notably in the World of Darkness role-playing games. Here, the Garou were depicted as spiritual warriors, defenders of the earth against the corrupting forces seeking to destroy it. Their lore expanded, with tribes, spiritual beliefs, and a complex societal structure. This modern interpretation pays homage to the idea that the Garou, while feared, are also deeply connected to the spiritual and natural worlds. It's worth noting how the tale of the Garou, like a river carving its path through time, has transformed. What began as a cautionary tale in medieval France has evolved into a broader narrative about the balance of nature, spirituality, and humanity's place within it. So, when the wind howls through the trees and a chill runs down your spine, remember the Garou. They are a testament to the power of stories, to their ability to evolve, and to the timeless dance between the civilized and the wild that exists within us all. And as you listen to tales of the Garou, know that you're not just hearing a story, but echoing the voices of countless storytellers who came before, weaving a tapestry of myth, caution, and wonder. In the icy realms of Iceland, where the northern lights paint the skies and geysers erupt from the depths of the earth, tales of ancient creatures and spirits abound. Among these legends, one stands out, casting a long shadow across the snowy landscapes: the Werewolf, Iceland's take on the age-old werewolf myth. Picture, if you will, the rugged landscapes of Iceland. It's a place where nature dominates, a land of extremes where fire meets ice. Amidst the backdrop of cascading waterfalls, active volcanoes, and sprawling glaciers, whispers of the werewolf have been passed down through generations. Unlike the familiar tales of werewolves that have made their mark in popular culture, the story of the werewolf delves deeper into the heart of humanity and our relationship with the wild. The werewolf, much like its counterparts in other cultures, is a human who has the ability to transform into a wolf. However, the triggers and consequences of this transformation vary. In some tales, the transformation is involuntary, brought about by a curse or as a punishment for wronging the spirits of the land. In others, the transformation is sought after, a dark gift embraced for the power and freedom it offers. But the werewolf is not just a tale of metamorphosis. It's a reflection of Iceland's deep respect for the untamed forces of nature. In a place where the elements play such a vital role, and where the line between civilization and the wilderness is so thin, the werewolf serves as a symbol of that boundary and of the wild spirit that exists within each of us. Interestingly, the tales often don't end with the transformation. Once turned, the werewolf is said to be bound by certain rules and rituals. These can range from avoiding specific places, such as churches, to refraining from harming certain animals. This adds another layer to the myth, suggesting a balance between the human and animalistic sides of the werewolf, a duality that must be respected and maintained. Over time, as with many ancient legends, the tale of the werewolf has merged and evolved with stories from neighboring cultures and countries. Yet, at its core, it remains a uniquely Icelandic tale, deeply rooted in the land's history, environment, and collective psyche. So, should you ever find yourself journeying through the breathtaking landscapes of Iceland, let your imagination roam free. As you marvel at the cascading waterfalls, the steaming hot springs, and the vast stretches of wilderness, remember the werewolf. It serves as a poignant reminder of the delicate balance between man and nature, of the wild heart that beats within us all, and of the ancient stories that still echo through the land, waiting for those willing to listen. In the tapestry of world folklore, where every culture stitches its unique stories and beliefs, there exists a creature from Greek lore that has intrigued and horrified for generations. The werewolf, a name that sends shivers down the spine of those who know its tale, isn't just another werewolf story. It's a tale woven with threads of darkness, mystery, and the supernatural. Imagine yourself in ancient Greece, where magnificent temples stood tall and the whisper of gods was heard in every rustling leaf. Amidst the tales of heroes and gods, there existed darker stories, shared in hushed tones around flickering campfires. And of those, the legend of the werewolf was among the most chilling. Unlike many other werewolf legends, the werewolf wasn't initially a man who transformed into a wolf. Instead, the origins of the werewolf trace back to the dead. It was believed that if a body wasn't buried properly, or if it was subjected to certain conditions post-mortem, it could return from the grave as a werewolf. This creature, often associated with eclipses, was believed to roam the night, causing havoc and terror. Some believed it had the power to spread disease or bring misfortune upon a village. As tales of the werewolf spread and evolved, so did its characteristics. In some stories, the werewolf did take on wolf-like features, blurring the lines between the worlds of the undead and the werewolf. In others, it retained its human form, becoming more of a vampire or ghoul than a lycanthrope. This blending of traits made the werewolf a unique and formidable creature in Greek mythology. One of the most haunting aspects of the werewolf lore is the way in which it could be created. A desecrated corpse, a body exposed to the light of a full moon, or even one that a cat jumped over, could potentially rise as a werewolf. Such tales undoubtedly served as warnings, emphasizing the importance of proper burial rites and rituals to ensure the dead found their eternal rest. But the werewolf was not merely a creature of terror. It also symbolized the deep-rooted human fears of the unknown. Eclipses, diseases, and natural calamities, which were poorly understood in ancient times, were often attributed to the malevolent actions of the werewolf. This creature, then, was a way for ancient Greeks to explain and come to terms with the unpredictable and often terrifying world around them. So the next time you gaze up at a lunar eclipse or find yourself wandering ancient ruins, let your thoughts drift back to the tales of the werewolf. This creature, a blend of werewolf, vampire, and revenant, serves as a testament to the rich and diverse tapestry of Greek folklore. And as you lose yourself in its story, remember that every legend, no matter how dark or unsettling, offers a window into the fears, beliefs, and values of the culture from which it sprung. Deep within the heart of Romania, a country renowned for its mist-shrouded mountains and tales of Dracula, there exists another legend, equally haunting and steeped in ancient folklore. The tale of the Pricolici is not just another story to be whispered around campfires. It's a chilling reminder of the thin veil between the world of the living and the realm of the supernatural. As you traverse the rolling hills and dense forests of Romania, imagine a time when villagers gathered in their humble homes, seeking refuge from the darkness outside. It was during such nights, with only the soft glow of lanterns to hold the shadows at bay, that stories of the Pricolici would come to life. Unlike the conventional werewolf legends that pervade much of European folklore, the Pricolici is a unique blend of werewolf and vampire lore. It's said that those with particularly evil hearts after death can return as a Pricolici. These malevolent spirits, not content to rest in the grave, are believed to transform into wolf-like creatures, driven by a hunger for blood and an insatiable rage. The true horror of the Pricolici doesn't merely lie in its fearsome appearance or its bloodlust. It's the duality of the creature that truly unsettles the soul. On one hand, it possesses the strength and savagery of a wolf, and on the other, it retains the cunning and malice of its human form. This deadly combination makes the Pricolici a formidable adversary, one that stalks its prey with a hunter's precision and a murderer's intent. The tales are filled with warnings about the Pricolici. Some say that on certain nights, especially during a full moon, the creature's power grows exponentially. During these times, villagers would often stay indoors, with windows shuttered and doors locked tight, praying that the Pricolici would pass them by. But as with many ancient legends, the tale of the Pricolici also serves a deeper purpose. It's a morality tale, a stark reminder of the consequences of leading a wicked life. The transformation into a Pricolici isn't a result of mere chance. It's a fate reserved for those who have let evil consume their hearts. And so, the story serves as a warning to all, urging them to lead righteous lives, lest they too fall victim to the curse of the Pricolici. As you delve deeper into Romanian folklore, you'll find a rich tapestry of stories, each more intriguing than the last. But the tale of the Pricolici holds a special place, blending the fear of the unknown with deep-rooted cultural beliefs about life, death, and the afterlife. It's a tale that reminds us of the eternal battle between good and evil and the choices we make that define our destinies. So, the next time you find yourself wandering the Romanian countryside or exploring its ancient castles, remember the Pricolici and the lessons it imparts. For in its tale, we find a reflection of our own inner demons and the eternal struggle to keep them at bay. In the verdant and misty landscapes of Ireland, where history and myth intertwine, there exists a tale as old as the rolling hills themselves. This is the story of the Ossory werewolf, a legend that doesn't just howl with the eeriness of transformation, but whispers ancient secrets of a people and their bond with the land. Imagine, if you will, the Ireland of yore, where tales of fairies, banshees and druids were more than just stories. They were part of the very fabric of life. Among these tales, the legend of the Ossory werewolf stands out, not merely for its spine-chilling narrative, but for the depth of its cultural roots. The Ossory werewolf, or Conriocht as it's sometimes known in the local tongue, has its origins in the Kingdom of Ossory, an ancient medieval kingdom located in what is now County Kilkenny and County Loire. Unlike many werewolf stories where the transformation is a curse, the tale of the Ossory werewolf speaks of a unique bond between man and wolf. According to legend, the people of Ossory had been blessed or cursed, depending on who you asked, with the ability to transform into wolves. But this transformation was not random or uncontrollable. It was, in fact, a duty. Every 7 years, 2 members from the Ossory clan, a man and a woman, would be chosen to transform into wolves. They would then live in the wilderness, hunting and surviving as wolves for 7 years. Once their time was up, they would return to their human forms and another pair would take their place. One of the most famous accounts comes from the writings of a Norman knight named Giraldus Cambrensis, who visited Ireland in the 12th century. In his tales, he speaks of meeting a priest who had an encounter with a talking wolf. This wolf spoke of being an Ossory man under a 7-year transformation, seeking the priest's help as his wolf partner lay dying. Moved by the story, the priest administered the last rites to the she-wolf, further blurring the lines between man and beast. The Ossory werewolf legend speaks volumes about the intricate relationship the ancient Irish had with the natural world. It wasn't just a tale of horror or a story to caution against the dangers of the wild. Instead, it represented a sacred bond, an understanding of the cycles of life, and a deep respect for nature. So, as you venture into the tales of Ireland, amidst stories of leprechauns and magical harps, let the legend of the Ossory werewolf draw you in. It's more than just a story of man turning into beast. It's a testament to a time when man and nature were one, where ancient rituals dictated the rhythms of life, and where legends were born from the very soul of the land. In the howl of the Ossory werewolf, you'll find the echoes of an era gone by and the timeless allure of the Emerald Isle. If you liked this video, you'll definitely enjoy this next video on the top 10 werebeasts that you've never heard of.